Well, this is the Lights Camera Africa Film Festival. It's on since yesterday and would end tomorrow, and it's showing a lot of new, exciting films. And my film, Gidi Blues, is one of those being screened.
Freezing my credit cards will not make me find a wife. I'm not ready to settle down just yet.
You are turning 30 and you insist on acting like you are 3 years old.
Gidi Blues. Let's just say I've been wanting to watch it. I think I've seen the trailer once, and I thought this would be a good movie, especially with the Makoko scene and all. I wanted to know what happened with the whole water and all. And then, honestly, I must say, seeing Gideon in it, I'm like, okay, I'm this new girl. Okay, I kind of like this. And I wanted to see it. That's even the reason I came for the festival.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody run come out for village.
So you know they're setting us up, right?
Plant the crops
You
and
mind?
feed the elderly one.
Are you doing anything the rest of the evening?
Well done, sir. My name is Eric Hakimi and I'm a filmmaker as well. I think I should say I'm the young filmmaker here, not the filmmaker. Yeah. What I want to ask is, the locations you shot these films, there are some of those locations that scares me as a filmmaker, that makes me feel vulnerable as a filmmaker to go and shoot. I don't know how you were able to manage that crowd, manage the people around there. I would really need this answer in detail because I'm learning as well.
The gentleman asked, how did we shoot? Well, it just took a lot of patience. We worked with people who were there. We did not decide we're shooting today and then we went there today. We worked with the area boys. Most of them were actors in the film. They were also our fixers, our production support, both in Makoko and at Idumota. And I find that for most of these people, we often go in there as filmmakers with a certain, how shall I say it, we go in with a fear. But if you go in there with a sense of, can we do this together, you'll be surprised how many of them find filmmaking something they'd like to do.
Okay. How come you are satisfied? Okay.
Now, bumper to bumper, you go walk under the sun inside.
That went well on a shoestring budget.
Okay, my question is, I was just slightly curious because like the scene at the beginning where Akin shows up in his mom's store and then they begin to converse. It's very personal, mother, son, intimate, Lagos, Nigerian. I was just wondering, like, wouldn't it have been a little bit more natural if, like, they were conversing in a mixed language, between Yoruba and English? Because it just didn't feel, for the setting, for the way it was meant to be, which many of us can relate with. It just didn't seem real enough. I'm not even Yoruba, and I don't speak Yoruba, so I was hoping, probably it would be in Yoruba, and then they'll just put the translation thing in. I'm just wondering why you chose to keep it English, because most of their interactions were in English, and I was just slightly curious.
Language is not as important, in my opinion, as the feeling and the fact that there were several layers of narrative in that scene, and I thought they pulled it off quite nicely, in my opinion. But really, the practical reason is simply that Akin doesn't speak any Yoruba, and it took us forever to get him to simply be able to say "Mami" the right way. So we only had a limited time to sort of go through that. But point taken.
And this is referring to the character here, which most people tend to notice, which is Lagos. I've lived here all my life too, just as you have. But I still do not feel comfortable that Lagos is the only Lagos people can see. And I don't know why filmmakers seem to avoid the rest of Lagos. I live in all parts of Lagos. I moved back to the mainland because I like the old houses there and I lived in an old house. which I intend to acquire. So I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that filmmakers cannot see that. Is this postmodern Lagos? This is a 150-year-old city. Why can't we use its other characters in film?
Okay, where are we going?
Never been on a boat before.
Look, I'm not a fan of water, but except it's for drinking or bathing or...
Well, Gidi Blues is a simple love story, but it's a simple love story that is also a story about loving Lagos. It's a story about, you know, the strands of love in an environment like Lagos, and it's pretty much something that I think is very, you know, interesting, funny, surprising, and I hope that's what the audience got out of it. But it's just a simple love story.
As to Lagos, I thought they were snapshots. They were postcard snapshots of different sides to Lagos. There was, you know, from the marina to the Makoko, you can see it. But I think that the concept of Lagos visually being equal to only gritty is false. The wonderful thing about Lagos is you pick your own Lagos. It depends on where you live. And for me, that's the magic of the city, is that you experience it, you know, differently. And, you know, people love the part of Lagos that they're in. That's basically what I would say, but thank you.
My name is Omoye Uzamiri. I'm an actor, actress, and a filmmaker. Congratulations. I'm seeing it for the second time, and it just struck me now that we're having this conversation, because we mentioned a comment about the female characters in an earlier conversation. And I realize now that there are no male characters that we can look up to in the story. Was that deliberate?
Well, yeah, that was not conscious, to just be frank. I'm not sure that we were consciously using men as fodder, but just the way the characters were constructed. But that's interesting.
Wonder shall never end.
People really live here. Can't believe it. I've never seen anything like it before.
We are the Goldmynetv.
Good luck with that one.
What I do here, it gives my life meaning. And you? What gives your life meaning?
Well, the principal characters in the film, you know, Gideon Okeke, Awa Alabura, I think they do an incredible job. There's Buki Wright in the film, there's Tinamba, there is Nancy Isime, there's Daniel Lloyd. There's quite a lot of young, exciting actors who grace this film. Like Pashos Bosse, there was Banky W, even Jamana Nikolakbo was in the film. So it's really quite an eclectic mix of young and old actors.
And you? What gives your life meaning?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How we feeling?
Yeah, what I like about the film, first of all, the cinematography and the color the director chose to tell the story. And, you know, the heroic character he created in the film, like the girl who was trying to do something different, trying to give back to society. And, you know, the guy who transformed from being just a brat, you know, to becoming a second hero. I mean, talking about the second character, Akin. So yeah, I love the character he created and the message he was trying to sell to the young, you know, young people out there. Yeah, basically, I love it. I love it.
Other film festivals. I've never been to any film festival in Lagos before, so I guess would it be a first of its kind of? it's nice, especially like the Q&As after. It's nice to be able to hear from the director's point of view, because it seems like some people may have had like a certain notion about a movie that he will clarify and things like that. So I guess that's really handy.
No, I know him for many years. I was used to his documentaries, beautiful documentaries. And I really enjoyed this fiction film for the first time. A lot of beautiful images about Lagos and different places of Lagos. That's all. The script, I don't want to talk much about the script, but I really enjoyed the movie anyway.
I think it's really, really good. Like, it's more than what I was expecting to see. The ambience is so beautiful in there, very nice. I almost didn't want to come out of the hall, but so it's great. There should be more of this.
Gidi Blues, I thought was a very fascinating film, and has layers and layers of subtlety. It was to me, it was a love story, and I have not seen any love story that's entranced me so in the way it's been approached. Usually we're embarrassed to play love in Nigeria, but this is pure, unadulterated, straightforward love story about how people feel and how they're reaching out for one another and don't know exactly how to go about it and not so sure. And tentative as love sometimes is. I like that. And I like the way the playboy gradually started finding out whether there was a meaning to his life.
And you? What gives your life meaning?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How we feeling? Hey, Kim, this is for you. Make some noise for the birthday girl.
Hang on, make a wish. You need to make a wish. This one's a keeper. Thanks. Don't mess it up. Oh, come on.